Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel today. I'm Kevin, and today we are back to our Second World War topic. Our topic today is about the Holocaust. So, for examples of the Holocaust, we will talk about how that the Germans will gather the Jewish people in the concentration camps and kill them. That's what's so famous about the Holocaust. But of course, that is not what the original way of killing Jews that the Nazis used to do. So today we will talk about the history of the Nazis method and how that is developed in such a cruel way of killing people in concentration camps. Right from the start of the Second World War, we all know that the Nazis had a reserved special hatred for the Jews. They blamed them for all of the Germany ills, especially the defeat in the First World War and the economic upheavals that followed after the Germans were defeated by the USA and the Allies. Before war broke out in 1939, over 735,000 German and Austrian Jews suffered from fierce persecution, and the majority fled abroad when the war started out. After the starting German victories at the beginning of the war, millions more Jewish people were fell into the clutches of the Nazi countries. Now we will talk about the migration that is the original thought of the Nazis from massive killing. So the Nazis always had intent to drive the Jews from Germany and their conquered territories to make them gender free, or on the other words, Jews free. At first, they thought that this could be achieved by forcing the immigration to limited areas in Polish and Russian cities, known as ghettos. Another suggestion was that all the Jews might be gathered and herded off to a faraway island, such as Madagascar, off the coast of Africa. But as the war goes on, the Nazis soon find out that gather people into a faraway island is not practical, since we have to take more resources into fighting with the Allies, and also we don't have such a time to gather and transport those people into faraway island. And that's why from the migration ideas to free themselves from the Jews, they decided to kill them all. So this is where the migration turned to mass killing. Whenever the Germans conquered new territories in the east, squad of uniformed SS men known as the Einsatzgruppen or a special action squad would arrive in the quake to search for Jews. Whenever they found Jews, no matter that they are citizens or some special people, they will be shot directly. But of course, some of them is still being get into places known as the ghettos, as I said. So some Jews were sent to ghettos, but most of them were killed, and is usually by gun. We have a very big examples for this kind of killing. So in a mass killing in September 1941 at Babi Yar near Kiev in the Soviet Union, there is 33,000 of the Jewish people were shot over 3 days, and just in that years, by the end of it, over a million Jews has been killed in such a massacres. These random killings, however, cost the Nazis too many times. It's time consuming and it's so messy. And besides, it's very difficult to keep the secret from how that the Nazis treat the Jews from the local people and the rest of the world. So on January 20, 1942, Nazi leaders decide on a more efficient way of eliminating Jews. At a Wannsee conference held in Villa outside Berlin, it was decided to send all Jews in Nazi territory to a special death camps known as the concentration camps. There they will be gassed until death, and this was known as die and lawsuits, which means in the English words, the final solution. Acting directly on the orders of Hitler and the head of the SS, Heinrich Himmler, the final solution was masterminded by the SS General Reinhard Heydrich, and another person who take part in building up this system is the head of the Gestapo Jewish Affairs section. I mean the Gestapo, sorry. So this person is Adolf Eichmann. All of them are close people who work for Hitler. Death camps were built in Poland, which had the dense Jewish population in Europe. Plans were drawn up to transport millions of people, which means Jews, into these death camps by using freight trucks and cattle wagons. So, from Norway to the Caucasus, Jews were rounded up and packaged into the freight trains. Many of them died during the journey from their homelands to the concentration camp, and those who survived were going to face even worse and painful death. So there is many reasons that made the person or the Jewish people died on the journey, from lack of food or water and also disease. And then we comes to the camps. So in some camps, such as Auschwitz, they were split into two groups of faith. The first group is the type of Jews who will die because of exhaustion. They will have to be forced, they will be forced to work until their death because of exhaustion and lack of nutrients, and the other groups, which is the group that will be killed immediately or at once. So the group that will kill at once is the group that will be packaged into, let's say, small team, and they will, in order, go into the gas room. After that, after the death corpse was taken out, another groups will keep going on. And there's a fun fact that I know about this, that let's say, there's a method to lure the Jews inside the gas room without knowing that they were going to die. So the first group, let's say, they will have a type of choosing who will die and who will walk. So it's very normal that the Nazis didn't care who died and who lived. So their picking way is very simple. They will give you a very heavy bag, and then wherever you lean on, the right side or the left side, you will go into that side. So it's two sides. Usually the left side and the right side. One of them will be the side that dead at once, and the others will be the side that will be gathered to work as slaves until they dead. So the way that the Nazis lure the people in the dead side is that the person who lean into the working group size will be take off the heavy bag, and then they will have their tools to work, and of course they don't get anything else from their tools. And comes to the sides or the group of Jews that will be killed immediately or at once. They will get let's say a shop, okay, a piece of shop. They will tell the Nazis will tell the Jewish people that, okay, you are the lucky group. You have the right to rest for now. So take this shot, go into that room and wait for shower. And then after the people or the Jewish people get all the shot and then get into the the shower rooms, the things comes out for them. It's no shower but gas. And after that, let's say the officers or the workers would take out the corpse, and then the Nazis just keep working on that method until all was settled. So Jews also have another type of faith where it was more hopeless. That is let's say, in some concentration camps such as Belzec, Sobibor, and Treblinka, the Jews who were sent there will be killed immediately as soon as they arrive by shooting and others different methods. The Jews that were sent to the death camp were told that they were being resettled. So, for explain, the word resettle, which means you will have another place to live, and the government will settle that place for you. But after a few succeed in escaping out of the concentration camp, some Jews escape and tell the terrible truth with the others outside. A small group left in the ghetto in Warsaw, the Polish capital, after hearing about the harsh truth that they were all dead in some way or another. They decided to fight against it. They make up a rebellion and they rose against the Nazis. They were so good that they could hold on for a month from April 19 to May 16 in the year of 1943. But sadly, the rebellion was crushed and the deportations continued. Then in Sobibor, we also have 600 of Jews escape out of the concentration camps after knowing about their death. And half of them survived and then joined the local partisans subsequently. Then in October 1943, nearly all Denmark's 6,000 Jews were smuggled out to neutral Sweden when it was discovered that the Nazis intended to deport or execute them. But these were only tiny victories. It is estimated that between 5.5 and 6 million Jews died in what became known as the Holocaust, or you could say the massive genocide of the Germans with the Jews. Yeah, so I think that yeah, they have the same meaning, but my word is more longer, so we just call it Holocaust. All right. So that's all I want to talk to you guys today about the Holocaust, about how that the Germany developed their killing methods from directly shooting to killing in concentration camps, how that they keep the secret to the other world, and how that the lucky Jews that escape out tell out the truth with the rest part of the world and make a rebellion to fight against their fate. Alright, so that's all I want to talk to you guys today about the Holocaust. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And now I think it's time for us to say goodbye. See ya!